technology markets. I put my shoes on inside, which is not allowed, bullhauler. But we are going to go to the markets. The kids have already gone in another car, and I'll tell you all about my life in China on the way in the car. Ooh, yeah, life in China. Let's go. China. We have lived here for about a year. No, we lived in this one for about a year and the one next door for about 5 years before that. As you see, it's raining. There's the plum rains in China, which mean the raindrops are the size of plums. And that's normally sort of June, July, August. So we're heading over to the markets, aren't we, Lali?
Yes.
So I wanted to share with you my China life. We're living here for how long?
2.5 years ago, we left China from being here for 2.5 years.
That's right. So it's the most amazing place, Shanghai. So where we live here is in the French concession. So it's not what you'd expect of China. It is very leafy, it's very green. When we first arrived, we'd packed up our 7-bedroom house in Bondi and moved to an apartment. So it was really different, wasn't it, living in an apartment? What did you find when you first moved here?
The culture was very different and how they lived was very different. And that the driver drives on the other side of the road.
He does, and all foreigners have to have drivers because you wouldn't want to get in an accident over here, and the roads are pretty crazy. Although we learnt to cycle around here and would absolutely love getting out on our bikes and going for rides with the family. It took me about a year before I hopped on a bike. I was too scared. But it's actually interesting that the traffic flows, when you actually are travelling along, it's quite good. You sort of move with the traffic and it's not as scary as you think. I think for me, originally moving here with 3 children, my biggest hurdle in China was food. Obviously, none of us spoke the language then.
Yeah.
So even just to buy milk and bread, you've got to be very, very organised. And so I slowly went through that process of where to buy food that's, similar to what quality we have at home.
Mum would only get food from like Australia or what was the other one?
Yeah, we used to get a lot of limes from Vietnam. So you can get anything in China. One day to make a Mexican meal, you might have to buy an avocado from an avocado lady in Wukanlu. Then you might need to go to the foreign supermarket, which is called City Shop. Literally every week, in order to do my week's worth of groceries, would take me about a day. And that's on the internet and driving around. So that was a really big thing in China. I learned to cook everything again from scratch. So it taught us all to cook a lot better than I suppose we were.
Yeah.
And we were very, very lucky to have a fantastic IE, which means auntie in Chinese. She actually learned to cook all the meals that I cooked.
Yeah.
What would she cook? Italy mien?
Yeah, so spaghetti bolognese and pizza. You learn to cook with what you've got, because like in Australia you can be like, oh, I forgot butter, and just run out and get butter. But then in China, if you forget to buy butter, you just have to cook with what you've got.
I was really lucky when we first moved here and were unpacking my boxes. My mum and dad, who are with us again on this trip, they never like to miss a trip. They came and helped us unpack the boxes. Can you imagine dealing with a Chinese removalist company? So I worked out this system where I labelled the rooms 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'd say, E, R. So I slowly learned the language that way. It was a case of survival, wasn't it? 5 words in Chinese can basically make you feel comfortable, which is left, right, sinistra. I was going to speak Italian. Yoguai, soguai, ichito, which was ichito, which was straight ahead. Everyone says it's a hard language to learn, but it's not, is it?
Yeah.
The kids went to school in an area called Minhang, and that's where all the international schools were.
We were driving on the bus and it was pouring with rain. So we finally got onto the highway. We would go on, how many highways do you think?
Lots and lots of
Lots of highways. So we got on one highway and then it started flooding beneath us. We were sitting on this highway, not moving for 7 hours.
I know, so that was a pretty bad situation. You can imagine how much I was freaking out. I was on the phone to the school, I was crying, it was a very emotional day, and a lot of the time, things get lost in translation. So then the school calls me and goes, "Oh, Mrs. Marsh, your children are safe." I'm like, "No, they're not. They're lost in a flood in China." So yes, you've got to be very adaptable, but it is the best, fun, exciting place. I'm going to show you some of it, but you can never experience it until you hear the sights, the smells, the craziness, isn't it?
I just love China because I'm driven round. I haven't got to get on a bus and find where I'm going. And they find the best little places called one Vietnamese place. It's pho. Well, I sit on a plastic chair outside and wait my turn because it's the best.
You always wait with the wine though, Dee, don't you?
Oh yes, we have a glass of wine.
It's the pearl market, isn't it, Dee?
Oh yes, I get beautiful, I call them my granddaughters call them rosemary beads, but they're beautiful beads. And so I've always got an order to get some more. And I usually wear them underneath, but today I haven't put them on. Over there, and the jewellery, it's a woman's dream. And men say, "I don't know why you're so interested in jewellery." I said, "Well, that's the yin and the yang of us."
And so my father absolutely hates going to the markets because he doesn't like the bargaining.
Why is he coming?
Well, he likes to come. He's coming to keep Dad company. He's coming. But I think the biggest thing in China is the people. They're amazing people. Everyone's always wanting to help you. I think the food is incredible.
They always want to take photos of you. But one time we were walking
down in
the Bund, and a girl started crying behind Billy because he had orange hair.
Yes, and they don't see many redheads, so they were going, "Billy, Billy." They thought he was some big celebrity. One person took a photo, then the next person. They were trying to eat their dumplings. We had a line of about 60 people just waiting to take photos of the kids. So we also got involved with the blind orphanage when we were here. So some of the children out there had been mistreated and had that happen to them, which was really sad.
We actually took one boy and two others, but we went out for pizza and he would only eat steamed rice. So we were going all over Shanghai to try and find a pizza place that also had rice.
Not realising that every Pizza Hut in China has rice, of course. It wouldn't be in China if it didn't. Not everything goes to plan, so we have decided to walk because we're stuck in traffic and we could be there for hours, so you just got to be on the go, think, you know what, don't let it bother you. See, in China, even the best laid plans never go to plans. You just got to go with the flow. Last time we were here, Mum, it was raining. Yeah, singing in the rain. Is that our car? It ended up beating us. Oh, look at it. So the superstition of the umbrella, letting an umbrella inside, all comes from the Chinese because that's where they believe the ghosts are. So if you open the umbrella inside, the ghosts will come out inside. That's another bit of a tip. They're very superstitious. So this is the science and technology market. Like suitcases and fabric and cashmere and come along. There you go, Mum. Yeah, glasses straight down. So if we go, I need a new cheap house too, Mum. I'm going to go to my lady. So these are the fabulous Chinese cheap house. I always do my only in Shanghai's lunch, so I always get a new one. But I like to see what's the latest fashion. Well, I like the dragon. I love the dragon. What about that one? How many pandas do you need? You've got so many pandas. Oh, let you take photos of them. So sometimes the best thing you can do in China is just go for a walk, isn't it?
Yeah.